Here we are back at the beer list that you saw on the left-hand side of the screen during our last video. I'm going to explain it now, explain how I have the project set up, how you can download it and use it yourself, and then you can follow along with us as we edit it throughout most of the rest of this course. The easiest way is going to be going to GitHub. You should follow the link in the video notes because there's a chance it may change. Right now it's on my GitHub, but again, follow the link in the video notes. And once you get here, you don't have to know anything about Git or GitHub at all. This is just a place to hold code. If you want to clone it because you know what Git is, you're welcome to. And if you don't, you can just click this download zip button here on the right side, and it will download all the files, and you just have to unzip them, and then you'll be able to use them. So once you have that zip file downloaded and unzipped, you can open up the folder. And inside there, you're going to see just a few files. So the index is what we really care about. So you can right-click on that and just say open with Google Chrome or whatever browser you want to use. And so that brings up our beer list as it is right now. The other file you're going to want to open is this app.js file, and that's going to need to be opened in a text editor. So I use Sublime Text. If you don't have one, you can go ahead and grab it. So at sublimetext.com here, you can go ahead and download it for OS X. It also is available for Windows. So if you don't have a text editor, go ahead and grab this one. If you already have one that you like, then just go ahead and use it. So I'll be working in Sublime Text myself. And so I can open up the index file here too, just so that I can edit it if I need to. And I can open up my app.js. There is a style sheet here too. We're not going to touch it in this course, I'm pretty sure. So you're welcome to play with it if you want, but it's just there so that we can have styles on our project. So if you look at this app.js file, you'll see that we're doing a lot of things in here. We're basically just saving off a bunch of references to things that are in the HTML that we can use later on in the file. Then we use something called Lodash, which is similar to a library called underscore. I'm going to go into this more later, but right now all we're using it for is its templating. So you pass .template, just a template file, so it's a string of template code, and then you pass it some data and it will actually push that data into the template. So if we look at our index file here, we just got a little bit of HTML, some references to some style sheets, etc. And then we have some beer data that we're using in the application. And then we have this template here. And all it does is it loops over whatever it's given. It expects to be given some beer data. And then for each beer, it spits out an LI tag with the beer's name and then the ABV in parentheses next to it. So that's why you're seeing all these beers here in this data in this list right here. The other main thing that we're doing after we've loaded this up is that we're adding an event listener to the click of this filters list. So here are some filters. Anytime someone clicks on this filters list, we listen on that event. We're preventing the default, we're grabbing some data, and then we're going to go ahead and set some active classes on the filters so that you know which one you clicked. And then if the filter is all, we show all the beers. If it's domestic, we loop through and do a filter on domestic, import, IPAs and ales, lagers, and stouts. So we can see that in action. So we've got our list here of all the beers. If I click on domestic, it changes to have an active state on the domestic filter, and then just shows the domestic beers. Ales will show IPAs and regular ales, lagers, stouts, imports with the ABV next to it, and then we can always go back to all. So this is our project. This is somewhat simple, and so we'll spend most of the rest of the course going through this code in app.js and just making tweaks to it, making it more functional, and I think making it more maintainable and easy to read. So in the next video, we'll get started with that by going through this file and changing it from being very imperative, as it is right now, to being more declarative, and I'll explain what that means in that video.